Hello and welcome to our latest video. In this episode I'm going to show you just a day and how it unfolds. I actually set out here, I just want to get some footage for a scanning tutorial, so I'm out in my Heron and I want to get a hard scan just to show guys how to get those ones that you can't quite get beyond about 85% or so. So yeah, I'm just hunting around for one of those, so that's my first goal for the day. And I found a Serpentis Vigil site. I'm not quite sure what they are, so I'm going to turn to Google, every capsulier's best friend. Go to the Eve University basically page for this site. It's a magnificent website if you're doing missions and stuff like that, or scanning sites. All the information you need for running them is going to be on one of these pages. Other pages are available. This is going to give you a breakdown. Like here, it's telling you the damages that you need to resist and the damages you need to deal on the rats. It's going to go through room by room, tell you what to expect in there. These look quite big spawns. I've basically got a mower. I've got level 2 Caldari Cruiser now. I've got a mower I want to take out for a spin and see how that performs. So this might be a good mission for that. There's some more in here, but I wouldn't recommend you come in here and mine. This looks like it's going to be quite a busy little site. Not much loot in that box there. As you see, the last spawn here, the Overseer spawn, they've got frigates with warp disruptors and webs. They could be quite dangerous. And then you got the boss guy. He's going to drop the big loot. You got some more information down there, some backstory. These pages are absolutely fantastic, and I recommend that you always have a browser ready. Anyway, back to the scanning. I'm going to carry on scanning first, get a little bit more done. I still want to get this hard scan. That's really what I'm after. If I can get a mission in the mower too, then that's 2 for the price of 1 as far as I'm concerned. So off we go, start again. So I'm glad to say we found a hard scan. We got down to 86%, but we can't get any closer. We're going to zoom right in and get our probes right on there. And then we're going to hold down control and using the mouse wheel, close those circles in around. That represents you moving your probes in a little bit tighter. There they are. Look. That's where your probes are. I've just basically compressed their formation to focus the scans and see if we can get this up to 100% so we can go and see what's up there. Fingers crossed. And this is this video is me popping on and off the computer. You can keep an eye on the timeline on the bottom right or left corner, since UK time and Eve time are currently the same. And there we go. We're going to go straight over to the data site and start hacking. Now I've got the footage I want, bear that in mind, so I'm quite happy. I'm very relaxed. I'm in a 0.5 system, it's high sec, so nothing too horrible can happen to me. I'm just going through the controls that you can do on this map. This is for a more detailed hacking tutorial, which will be up soon. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm just going to carry on hacking, trying to get this last signature while I'm here. While I actually get on with seeing what loot's in the data site. I'm not expecting much. Data sites on the whole aren't as good as relic sites, but let's see. So I've got my cargo scanner, so we're going to scan the boxes because data sites tend to have more empty or just rubbish loot boxes. So let's see what's in the first one. It's not too bad. It says down here 0.5 mil, a symmetry decryptor. So we'll go and get that one. I've scanned the other 2 boxes. One's empty, one's got carbon in it. This one's got a yin yang paradox box. I'm going to mention them again. The hack I'm just going to cut through. They're very overvalued, that piece of loot. There are very few of them for sale on the market. They're quite a rare drop. So the fact that there's a really low buy price on the system means that in your cargo bay it's going to show you that it's worth about 200,000 ISK. It's actually worth about 4 million. So make a point of selling things like that manually and check your market prices. Anyway, I finally scanned down the last site just after I finished hacking. I'm just checking my loot. I'm a bit carried away. I'm very relaxed. I'm very happy. I've got everything I need. Got a little bit of loot. Probably about 7 million altogether so far. I'm on this site. Thank heavens for my cargo scanner. I didn't even realise until this scans I've actually landed on a ghost site. Shattered Villard wheels. Now ghost sites are going to self-destruct. There is already a timer ticking. I need to get over to this box, get it hacked and get out. Basically, there's no escape. If you let that timer run out, all the boxes explode, ships come in, kill everything, everything dies, everything disappears, including you. You can, if you've got good skills and you're confident and you actually notice you're warping to a ghost site, unlike me here, you could possibly get 2 boxes hacked. I'm just going to grab this one and get out. I've made sure I've got in there. The hacks are usually quite easy. There we are, 57 million. Plus the extra for the Yin Yang Paradox box. We're probably up to 60 million, and I got the footage I wanted. So this is going really well. And I'm just warping off really anywhere. In this case, it's an asteroid belt. And this is what I should have done, is check the site properly. I keep telling you to do it. That covert research facility, that is that kind of a ghost site. And if you pull this window out, there you go. If you see the word covert, don't go straight to it, Google it. There's another type of ghost site which is more of a puzzle, which you may come across. So yeah, check that. This is where I've actually come back to the site, just to show you there's nothing left, there's nothing to come back to, and the timer starts as soon as you've warped onto the site. So yeah, we're up about 60 mil. I was also very excited that on the way here I scanned down and grabbed those Federation Navy hobgoblins, about 4.5 million's worth. And here we are, we're with the Corax, which I'm working on. I've called it U249, I think it looks like a U-boat. I've had a power grid issue in terms of getting to those clone soldiers quickly and killing them like I can in the Cormorant. I fixed it with a small ancillary current router and a micro warp drive. This footage is really for a fitting video, but it was just part of my day, and we'll be seeing more of that Corax later. Now I'm in Dodixie. I bought myself a skill injector out of my loot money. I want to get on, as I found that site, I'm going to inject the skills to go and do it. Because I haven't really got them yet. I've got Caldari Cruiser 2, I think. I'll check in a moment. For now, I'm going to get the up to level 3 of medium hybrid turret injected. And although this alt, if you check the age, this is probably about a year old. It's only had about 6 weeks of training, and I haven't got very high skills. There you go, Caldari Cruiser 2. That means I'm going to be losing out on the bonuses for damage and shield resistances, so we'll see how we get on with that later. There we go, they're all racked up to go, 100%, confirm. And we have points left over, which is absolutely fantastic, don't worry. It's all saved for you. Now I'm going to look for another skill that I want to do. Again, I want to get some more footage for my little alpha mining. I need to do some wormhole gas mining, so I'm going to need mining 4 before I can learn gas cloud harvester. So I'm going to just use that to make a nice big chunk in there. It's quite a long skill, especially on alpha accounts, but they're free, so that's fair enough. And I've got just over 11 hours 40 minutes left to train that skill, and I can already put in the gas cloud harvesting up to level 2, which for venture mining is all you're ever going to need. For the levels of that skill, you can just use one more gas harvester. Right, mower time. We're back in the system that we scanned in earlier on, because we found that Vigil site. We're reloading our guns. I had to rescan with the Heron because I forgot to bookmark the site, and you lose all of the results on that scan page when you leave the system, so do bear that in mind. I managed to forget it again today. So we've got 5 200mm railguns, 2 large shield extenders, a micro warp drive, an adaptive invulnerability build, and a target painter. 2 compact vortex magnetic field stabilizers to get the damage up. The damage control, we need the compactor reactor control unit and the ancillary current router to get the power up to fire all those guns. We've got the shield extender and the collision accelerator rig to put the damage up a little bit. So let's go in. I've no idea quite how this is going to pan out, and I'm bitten off a little bit more than I can chew. This is actually my second visit to the site. I've lost 2 integrated hobgoblins, the first time to the frigates. I've not used railguns for a long time. I've let these things, well actually I've gone in way too close. Railguns do not track very well at close range, especially the bigger ones. I'm trying basically to take down one of these battle cruisers before I have to warp out. Doing my best. I'm just really trying this out. I'm getting the hang of it. The frigates I just can't do anything about. I'm just going to have to put up with them. They're sensor dampening me, which is keeping my range down to about 8,000 meters, I think. The guy I'm trying to kill is actually the drug trader. He's the one that unlocks the gate. It doesn't make it clear in the mission description in game. There you go, I've got the message in local there. You do still need to kill everything before you can use the gate. But I'm pretty low on capacitor and I'm very low on shield, so for now I'm just going to go back to the station and repair. In repairs and the 2 drones that I've lost, I'm probably by the end of this mission on those costs about 4.5 million ISK down. I'm enjoying this, I'm getting the footage, I'm getting the hang of the ship. You've got to practice, just be prepared once you get low to run away. We know we've got the warp disruptors on the last room and we'll deal with that when we need to. So I've come back to the room, I'm playing this much more sensibly. I'm literally just going to sit here and let the frigates come out to me. They're going to fly straight at me, the tracking is going to be good, they're going to be at a nice range, and as you can see now I'm munching through the frigates quite nicely. And letting them kite out to me. It's a very good tactic, especially on sites and missions. The micro warp drive is there for range control. Even the rats in the last room, they've only got disruptors, not scramblers, so they won't be able to shut down my micro warp drive. So I should, if I'm careful and just take it carefully, be able to control this. It's going to take a while, but I can do this room in my first mower. I know I can. There you go. Once we've got the frigates off the board and their sensor dampeners are not going to mess with us, we can then pick off the guys one by one. And I use this view, the tactical view, rather than staying focused in on my ship. You really need to know where the enemy are in relation to you. And here, because I'm using it, I've noticed that of those 2 destroyers there, I didn't even have them showing on my overview because of the settings. So they were the ones inside doing damage on me, and I wasn't even really aware they were doing it. So use this tactical view. You need to see if you can close range on one ship like I am here without maybe getting too close to the other ones, you see. So I can actually see exactly where they are in space. Use my micro warp drive to put me where I want to be, to kill them, minimize the damage on me. Apologies, I thought I'd been recording and I wasn't. What can I say? Basically, I've been up here once. I've aggroed the boss early because I shot one of the sentry turrets and I'd thought it was the sentry ships that were the trigger, so I've avoided them. I've killed the rest of the bigger ships that were up here, but I did trigger that spawn. So when I warped away again to recharge my cap, recharge my shield, I've come back, I've deliberately burnt straight away from everybody, and the only person that came after me was the guy with the loot. We've killed him, we've rushed back to get it. And what did we get? This is the exciting bit after all of that hard work. Look at that. 65 million ISK, Serpentis, Shadow Serpentis afterburner. And now we need to run, because his frigates are getting close to me and they could warp disrupt me, and then I'm a bit stuck. I'm hoping they've lost interest, or, you know, their motivation because their boss is dead. He gets really close. I'm surprised he's not even trying to get on me, and we're away with the loot. So on Moa's first mission, which has been hard work and taken us nearly an hour, I'm very happy to say that we've survived and we got a very nice lucky drop. I'm in my venture now. I've been invited out to do some mining and get some footage. Particle board compact mining lasers, they cost about 6,000 ISK. You can probably get them cheaper. They mine 25% quicker than a miner 1. They've got a slightly longer range. There's an even better version. They're cheap because they're low grade belt rat loot and they get dumped on the market. But don't use a miner 1, it's silly. Anyway, here we are. I've been invited out by the locals. I mentioned to one that I was doing footage and blah blah blah, and that I'd done my mower mission and I was going to head off. I've got a Nereus full of holes and all the fits and bits and bobs to go on a bit of an adventure, find a pocket to live in for a couple of days and see what I could do there. He said, well, we're going to do some moon mining, and this is moon mining. Basically, this station here, this refinery, has his big laser. He has shot the moon over there. You can see the crater. It then tractor beams the debris to over here, and you can come and mine it. And we're here doing that, and we've got a couple of retrievers. There's a venture out here. You can see all of this ore, and this is very good ore, especially for an alpha in a venture. So I'm just gonna, yeah, thank you very much for your hospitality. And it's a Lowsec thing, and the game in general. Talk to people. I mean, don't pester them, but there's only one way to make friends in this game. I'm going to give you another little tip here. If you don't know, you got a notepad. Somebody over here, what a dick. Interesting name. He's put quite a weird kind of emote into the chat, so I'm going to steal it. I quite like that one. So open your notepad, have a note, copy and paste. If there's anything like that you want to just grab, have your notebook handy. There you go. Sorted. I'll be dropping that soon, no doubt. And it's about 7.5 million a load, I think, and I get 3 loads in whatever, about an hour and a half. But things are getting exciting. There's a dreadnought next door. So I jump in my Corax, the one I built earlier. It's made 10 million. Here we go. There's the dreadnought. I didn't expect it on the gate. The dreadnought's there. You might wonder why I'm not just running away. I'm doing a little thing that happens. It's called kill whoring. I'm just going to fire, hopefully, some rockets into that dreadnought. The guys, the locals, seem to want to fight it, so if I can get some damage on it, and then even if I die, I'm quite happy. I might be on a big fat juicy kill mill. These guys here have come in to try to tackle, and it's not gone right. They've got no support coming, so they've all gone. You can see how quickly I get murdered. Look at that beautiful big dreadnought up there. It's the Caldari dreadnought, the Phoenix, and it's just munched it. I've just been killed by my big granddaddy or something. I don't know. But there you go. Who gets to get killed by a dreadnought? I do. And I love it. And it's just the kind of randomness that happens out here in Lowsec. So I'm going to go and hide in the station. I'm going to let my combat timer run down. And I'm going to see if I can sneak back out to the gate to get another glimpse of what's going on or what's left after the action. So here we are. It seems to have died down. One side has won, one side has lost. It was a question of numbers, and look at these numbers. There's even a Titan. Don't often see a Titan, do you? There you go. There's a Ragnarok here in Lowsec with a lovely big fleet of dreadnoughts. Yeah, it was a big, well-organised hot drop. Look at it all. How much money is on that grid, guys? There's also an Astero who isn't flashy. I don't know, could he have been there? Cyno man. Yeah, he's right in there. They're not shooting him. He's probably been their cloaked Cyno Astero on this occasion. You can see some of them leaving. They're actually on a cooldown. Cyno allows you to jump system to system not using gates. You can see the beacon there lit up. These guys have jumped through it. They now need to wait to get out. So they are a little bit vulnerable. If somebody else could turn up with numbers, this would be where they're getting bashed probably. But look at this selection of equipment. There's the Ragnarok. I've no idea how expensive that ship would be. I've never flown a Capital myself. There you go, Snuffed Out. They are, well, I've seen them do 3 hot drops recently and in completely different parts of New Eden. They get around and they do it very well. And there goes the Ragnarok, cynoing out. Goodbye to you. And one by one, they leave. Shall we have a look at the wreckage? Yeah, look at all those wrecks. Who wants to get out here with their salvagers? A Noctis for the win. In fact, as we follow this, they actually seem to have their own solution to clearing up all this mess, which is quite a novel one and not something I've ever seen before. That tangled metal was my wreck of my beautiful Corax, by the way. If you actually look, there's cynoing in just in the background. They brought in a Rorqual, which is about to go suspect because he's picking up salvage and loot. But there's my kill. I've lost a 2.3 million ISK Corax, but look at, you know, the fun I am having with it. There's the Rorqual. As soon as he starts grabbing loot out of enemy wrecks, he's going to start going suspect. So they brought him in to clean up the mess. What a brilliant plan. Well done, Snuffed Out. It's about an hour and 20 minutes after that big battle. I may have just killed a new guy in a venture on my way past in my Kestrel. I'm sending him 4 times what it was worth. I'm giving him 2 million and a very handy bit of advice, because the guy didn't even try to warp away, and he could have, because I didn't even switch my scrambler on. Guys, if you get tackled, just fight. Just try to get out of their scramble range, whatever. Have a go. But look at my D-scan. There's 3 fighters on there, which I'm assuming were abandoned after that battle somehow. So they might need exploring. Remember how I managed to get those hobgoblins earlier? So we need to reconfigure the Heron. We'll take off the core scanner probe launcher. We need to switch off these 2 modules because we need CPU to fit the expanded probe launcher, which is the launcher you need on your ship to put in the combat scanner probes, and we got the sisters ones, 4.5 mils worth, and those are drones I found with my first try and paid for them, so that was excellent. So yeah, we're ready to go. Basically, we're going to just scan down those fighters, see if we can grab them, and see what they're worth. You never know, could be good money. Off we go.
Warp drive active.
And here we are scanning them down. It's exactly the same process as it is scanning down any signature that you've seen me do, such as the data sites and relic sites. I'm very impressed with how well, with these skills, this guy has scanned stuff down. He's got the drones, he's getting these fighters, and he scanned down a couple of ships just as practice earlier. And that all went really well. So right, we've got one located, we've got the location saved. All we're going to have to do now is figure out the best plan to get them out. So I'm going to go and have a look. Look, they're 3,000 cubic meters, that one is. And the other two are 1,000 each. So I'm going to need at least 5,000 meters of cargo space. So this is going to take a Nereus. And look at the prices. 17.5 million. So if there's 3 of them, we're looking at about 50 million. Now that's going to be a very nice end to the day. Thank you very much. There's none of them on the market. Who knows what they're worth? Well, we're going to need to come up with a little bit of a transport solution then. And we're docked. We're back out in Metzerel. We're going to switch to the Nereus, which, as I mentioned earlier, look at it. It's absolutely jam-packed, ready for my trip over to, I think I was going to head to Minmatar space, but I'm not sure yet. So we're going to take all this back out. The ships will just drag back into the ship hangar. Everything else there was for their fittings. I'm going to just open one of those boxes. Keep this stuff separate from all the other modules. That's everything I was going to take away. But we need the space. I've got some large standard containers in there. They're smaller than the giant ones. They won't go inside each other. You could cause the universe to collapse. I'm also going to take off some of the expanded cargo holds because I only need 5,000. That's what my map said. And we want this thing to be as fast and agile as possible. And hey presto, we put in the restrained nanofiber structure. That gives us a boost to speed and a boost to inertia modifier, which is basically agility. And the restrained inertia stabilizers, they boost agility too. The idea is just to get to warp as quickly as possible once we grab this stuff and get out. That is the plan. So let's execute it, shall we? And here we are. We've got back out to the one that we found, but it's telling me I need 9,000 cubic meters of space to pick it up, and I'm sure I got my maths quite right and it said 3,000 meters. What could be going on? Luckily, I was going to walk back to Metzerel, but I've cancelled the walk because I can just refit at the local station. I've done that. I also know there's no one docked at that station. My one fear of where I'm picking these up from is that if somebody undocks from this station, I'm only going to be a few hundred kilometers away. And in theory, easier to get to. Anyone else would have to scan me down. Got a new newt in local. Rafir Amaton from the Centre for Advanced Studies. What are you up to in here? I'm going to trust that you really are a noob and you're no threat to me. But I'll keep an eye on my D-scan. Let's go grab this baby and get out of here. So we're in range. Scoop to cargo hold. Oh wow, yeah, that's filled us right up. Oh, it's a stack. It's 71 million's worth because they're stacked. That is brilliant. That's a nice surprise, isn't it? Well, let's get these bad boys out of here. I think that's the best thing to do right now. Remember what I said about not leaving the system without bookmarking your signatures? Well, yeah. I didn't actually realise they were going to be that far apart, but I've had to scan them down again. I'm not burning between those wrecks at 200 kilometers range in a truck. Right, let's grab this one. That's filled us up again. I was going to head over to that one and get that one in as well, but it looks like we've... Oh my god, that's a stack of 9. 91.7 million. Okay, I'm just going to get them out of here. And we're back again for the last load. And as I think I mentioned, I've never flown a carrier or a capital. I did not think these were going to be stacked like this. That's another 92 million, that's telling me. We've picked up off the floor doing some scanning practice and keeping an eye on what was laying around in the system on our D-scan. And we are home. We are safe. We are rich. We are triumphant. We're going to buy this Nereus, the most expensive skin I can find it on the market, I think. There we go. We're going to put those over into our item hanger. And that one that one, and that one. That's 250 million ISK picked up out of the gutter. So I achieved all my goals in capturing footage. We've made about 400 million ISK, and we've had fun. We got blown up. In fact, my U-boat got torpedoed by a dreadnought. And that was my day, my crazy, crazy day. The more you get out and about, the more these things will happen. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave it a like if you did. Leave me any comments, any feedback. Subscribe if you want to stay in touch. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and fly safe.